இந்த போறப்பு தான் நல்லா ருசிச்சு சாப்பிட கிடைச்சது. ஆஹா ஆஹா.
First, to a bowl, add 2 cups of maida or all-purpose flour. Along with it, add the required salt for the recipe. I'm adding 1 teaspoon and 2 tablespoons of oil. Now just mix them in and make sure the lumps have been broken down and you get a nice texture. Now add little by little water and mix them into a very soft dough, same like a chapati. So once the dough has been kneaded well and all the mixtures have come together, we can just add a few drops of oil and coat them up so that the outer coat of the dough doesn't dry out. You can see how soft it is. Now we can add the few drops of oil and apply it on the top. Now let this sit for another half an hour. Meanwhile, we can create the mixture to be stuffed in. For making the stuffing, add 4 onions finely chopped to another bowl. To just suck out the water from the onion, I'm adding half a cup of poha. This is a very thin poha. You can see we have 2 types of poha, this thicker one and the thin one. I'm using the thin one today. Now for the spiciness, add 2 green chillies sliced, some 2 tablespoons of coriander chopped, along with some curry leaves chopped. At last, you can add the required salt for the onions, starting with 3/4 teaspoon of chilli powder, half a teaspoon of cumin powder, 1 teaspoon garam masala, and 1 teaspoon turmeric powder. Now just mix all the ingredients into the onion and then well coat them with these masalas. You can see onion starts to leave water after adding the salt, but that's okay because the poha will absorb the extra waters in the mixture. Meantime, we can see that dough has been very soft after half an hour. Now we can just roll out medium-sized balls from this. Today I'm getting 18 balls from this dough. Now just dust the counterpart, press out the rolled out dough and just spread them out into a very thin sheet. It should not be thick and it must be evenly spreaded. You can see the spread out sheet is transparent, showing the fingers of mine. At this stage, we can just add them onto the tawa. Cook them on 3 seconds, exactly only 3 seconds on this side and that side for on a medium flame or a medium low flame. Now after just cooking them on both sides for exactly just 3 seconds, we can cut out the extra ends to a very good square or a rectangle shape. Don't worry, we're not going to paste these strips, we're going to use them in the recipe itself. So just cut out the extra strips out of from these sheets and cut them sheets into exactly 2 from the center. You can see I'm cutting them into 2 rectangular sheets. The sizes may vary, but that's okay. Now, to just make a paste and seal the samosas, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of maida to a pan and just mixing them with little by little water. The paste should be very thick. And now, so you can see that extra strips that have been cut off has been cut into very small pieces and I'm adding them to the onion itself. Okay, now again just mix it in and let the masalas be absorbed by the maida. If you want, you can just use the fold strips to fry them in the oil and use some masalas on the top to have as a puppet, but this is a better option than that. Now to make the samosas, you can see I'm just folding a triangle. You can see the extra lines and now flip it over and the extra thing, just roll it over on the other side as a cone. Make sure there's no loopholes. At last, after rolling out the cone, in these gaps or in these caves of samosas, we can add the mixture. Make sure you're pressing them in so that as much of mixtures can be compressed into the samosa pack. But don't overload them so that we cannot seal that samosa. Now use the maida paste to apply on the extra sheets and just close them out and give a light press. You can see it's perfectly sealed. Do the same thing on the other part. After sealing, just keep it aside for another 5 minutes. Let them dry out. You can see one more time I'm doing. Just fold it out. Take a round to make a cone. And now inside we can add the mixture. At last, seal the samosas. Seal பண்ணிரலாங்க. It is very crucial to let them dry, because if you don't let them dry, and the sealing will not last for long and they may open while frying. Okay, just keep it aside for 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes you can see all are ready to get into the oil. Now heat your oil in a pan. Make sure it is on medium low flame. Now just drop it in one by one samosas. Make sure once again the stove is on medium low flame, because the masalas must cook inside. Now once it been brown on one side, you can just flip it over, and once all brown all side, we can take it off from the stove. You can see a very tasty samosas are ready, and this is a very simple recipe. You can make it at home for your children. So don't forget to make this simple but most extremely wanted snacks recipe of India in your home this week, and tell me how it tasted. Thank you all for watching this video. வாழ்க வளமுடன், வாழ்க வையகம். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.